Okay, hello friends, this is Yusuf here. Welcome to our ILE crash course. So, in this video, we're going to learn more about service program. Okay, so till now, what we have done is actually we learned about sub procedures and how do we create a module with lots of sub procedures, and then how do you combine the module with another module and create a program, and how can we convert a module into a service program, and how do you bind the service program into the other programs. So we have seen those things, but what we are going to do in this video is explore more about service program and learn about something called binder language and signatures. So binder language is kind of a way to organize your service programs, and there is a concept of signatures which will be useful how to manage the service program if you already have many other programs which are dependent to the service program, but you need to make some changes and so on. So basically the maintenance of the service program was handled through this binder language and signatures. Okay, so let's get into it. So what I'm going to do for this video, so we have been working on this thing called a date API, right? So this date API is actually a no main module, which is having the list of procedures. Okay, so we have the list of procedures like get day name, get month name, uh, and similarly get year and get formatted date, those things. Okay, and we are going to create this as a module, and then we are going to create this also a service program. But we're going to see how do we apply the binder language and signatures, those things. So currently I want to explore many things. So you can see I have 5 procedures and everything is exported. Okay, and I have one copy book called ddp.h, and which is having only the prototype or the declarations. Okay, fine. Now I also have 2 programs here called rpg001a and 1b, which is actually using the same copy book for the declaration, and we are just going to use the procedures directly. Okay, simple. Since we are using the procedures here, this should be ILE program, which means we should compile this as a module. Okay, and then we have to bind it either with the other module or with the service program. So if it is too much of confusing, let's see this in action. So our first intention is to find the difference between export all procedures versus the binder language. Okay, so the main difference is when we're creating a service program. So let me do it. Okay, I'm going to compile this data API once again just to make sure. Now we see this module is compiled. Okay, and if I have a program like this, and if I compile this as a module, okay, then you know that we can do a create PGM, and we can combine this module and the data API module together. Okay, the other way around is you convert the data API into a service program and you bind to this program. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So first what I'm going to do, we just compile the data API, right? So I'm going to say create srv pgm s1. So I'm going to create a s1 service program in my library. So this is based on the date API module. Okay, here you can see you can give the module also, and in my library, and we simply say export all. So this is the example which we saw in the last video, right? So when you do this, what happens? A service program is created. If you use display srv pgm of s1, right? So what you see here is actually a signature. Okay, it's a signature of this particular service program, and if you keep pressing enter, you'll see what module it belongs to, and we see what is the procedures it got exported to. So if we have any other program which needs to call these procedures, then we can bind these two. Okay, that's what we're going to do now. So now our S1 is having these procedures exported, and we're going to see how are we going to call one of that using RPG001A. Okay, if I go inside, so here I am going to use 2 procedures, get day name and get formatted name, and maybe I can give today's date for better understanding. So 09/12. Okay, so let me compile this as a module. Okay, and then as usual I'm going to say create pgm. Either you can give the same name as a pgm name, or you can give a different name. So I'm giving pgm1. This is the program I'm going to create. Okay, but this consists of the first entry module is rpg001a. Okay, in my library, and then we are going to say bind it with s1. Okay, so now what happened, this rpg001a module is been converted into a program called pgm1 along with the binding directory. Now if you call pgm1, basically what you see is those two getting executed, okay, Thursday and 12th September 2019. So this is from one procedure, this is from other procedure. So these two displays are coming from RPG001A. Okay, cool. So this is what we saw in the last time also. Now we are going to see some more extra. So how is the binder language is going to help uh, if what is the problem with the export all procedure? Okay, so the problem with export all procedure is whenever you go and then add a new procedure or remove a procedure from this, obviously you need to update the service program. But once you update the service program, the signature will get changed. Once the signature of the service program is getting changed, then you need to recompile or update the program of all the other programs which are using this service program. So say for example, now I'm going inside, so so here in 1A, see, I'm not using a get month name here. Okay, so get month name procedure is not relevant to this program. So I'm simply, for some reason, I'm removing the export from the source. Okay, which means I'm decided not to expose this procedure or deleting the procedure. Okay, then I'm recompiling the module. Now with this alone is not having any effect to the service program. So if I go to still call pgm1, it will still work. Okay, but what I'm going to now update. Okay, before that, let me do a display srv pgm of s1. Take this signature for reference. Let me put it here. This is actually a s1 and of pgm1. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to update SRV PGMS1. So I'm going to update the service program, and I'm saying that update the service program, which is there in my library. Take the date API module, use it for the updation. Okay, and I'm going to say again export all. So now what you see is now updated. So display SRV PGM S1. So let's take this again. If you check it right, this and this is different. Okay, so what does it mean? So that means if I try to call the PGM1, it should not work. But what I'm seeing here is working fine. So you think there is no impact. But as soon as I sign off and then come again and I call PGM1, you see it's failed because the signature of PGM1 is different from the signature of service program 1 now. How it is getting trying to match? So display PGM1. If you see this right, if you go in, we created this program combining this module and this service program, and at the time of compilation the signature of the service program is this one. Okay, copy this, paste. So if you see this two is same. Okay, it is the earlier signature, but now the signature of the service program is changed, even though the procedure inside the service program is not being used in program one, right? So still it is not working. So to fix this, you need to update this update pgm1. So we're gonna again update the program, which is then our library. The entry module is rpg001a, right? And then we need to bind s1. If I call pgm1 now, it will work. So now you get the pain point of export all, right? So we need to make sure that it is being properly recompiled. All the existing programs needs to be recompiled if you are adding or removing the exports. Now to fix this, we have this concept of binder language. Okay, so before we go, how do we use the binder language? Let me put that export back. Okay, and we can control what needs to be exported in the binder language itself. File compile. So now this date API module is having all the procedures exported by default. Now a binder language is actually a source file, okay, of type BND. Okay, we can create it. So I have created one thing. So like take F6 and S1 SRC. You can give any name you want and give here BND. Okay, so that is called binder language. So it looks like this. It looks like a CL program. But to explain this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is my initial binder language. So what it says is we need to start with str pgm export. Okay, start program export. We have to end with end program export. This is considered as one block. Okay, and one binder language can have more than one block, but only one should be in current status. Okay, the program level, right? We have only one should be current, and that should be the top. And this is our first block, so we are having it only one. If suppose we are going to add a new block, then this block will be a previous block and our new block will be the current block. Okay, we'll see that on the next. So what we are trying to do here, so we are telling that this is a binder language which says that I want to export these two procedures, right? And level check yes, please check the signature and generate the signature by yourself. So it's a system generated signature. Okay, here you can even specify your own signature if you want. Okay, fine. So you understood the statement, right? Because it's straightforward. Now let's see how to use this. So what we are going to do, this s2src is a source, binder source available in qrpgle src2 dev.us1. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to say create srv pgm s2. Okay, I'm going to create another service program s2 dev.us1, and here I'm going to say this s2 is based on date api module which is there in dev.us1, but instead of exporting all, I'm going to say export from source file. The source file is nothing but qrpgle src2 dev.us1 s2 src. Okay, simple. Now if we do that, what is happening, it's creating. So display srv pgm s2. Now let's take down this particular thing, and let's paste here. We put this is s2 s2. Okay, then if you go inside by enter, it is based on data api, and next you see only two of the procedures got exported. Okay, because it is based on the binder language. Great. Now we need to see how it works, right? So let's use the same RPG001A module, but I'm going to create a new program. Okay, nothing but I'm going to say create pgm2. This pgm2 is going to have the same entry point of RPG001A, and binder language I'll put binding service program s2. Okay, cool. So call qcmd, call pgm2, it works. So now all good. Here is the beauty of binder language going to come. Assume now I am decided to export another procedure from the data API. Okay, so what I will do, I no need to touch the data API because it's already given export all. Okay, and we are controlling the export only in the binder language. So here I need to create the new block which is gonna still we are included the third item, so we cannot directly go and then add it here. Okay, then that will change the signature. Now whatever the signature which is created here, it belongs to this block. Okay, we are trying to maintain more than one signatures, so which means I'll copy everything. Okay, and I'll change this current to previous. Okay, and here I will add the new symbol, so maybe get year. Okay, I added a new symbol called get year. So the get year is nothing but it's one of the procedure in the data API module. But here the sequence is very important. Okay, so get day name, get format, then get year. Why these two coming here first? Because that is our previous block. Okay, you should not change the order. Fine. Now we have two blocks. This current block, this is our previous block. Okay. Now let's see what is going to happen if when you do update SRV PGM of S2. Okay. Device 1 date API device 1, and here export. I'm gonna say SRC file. So QRPGLS SRC2 device 1 S2 SRC. So now it's updated. So display SRV PGM S2. This is the new signature what we got. You can see this two is totally different. Okay, that also can be seen if you go in, keep pressing enter. You can see now we have three procedures exported, and we are maintaining two signatures. Okay, so now we changed the service program of S2. So as usual, to test, I'm gonna do a sign off. Though I was my password coming. So now we remember we created PGM2 with the older signature, right? So if you call PGM2, it still works because whatever the signature available in PGM2 that still exists in service program 2 as well. Okay, so that's the beauty. So what we learned now, we just added a new export in the Banter language, which in turn created a new signature, but that is not affecting the old programs because the old program's signature is still available in the S2 service program itself. So if at all I want to use this new procedure because I added the get here, right? So I want to use this in some other program. Okay, then it's like I have a 1B program. So here we can see I have a get day name PR and get here. So this get here actually something we created now, right? So I can compile 1B and I can do a create PGM of PGM3 based on PG001B. There was one, and let's bind with S2. Call QCMD, call PGM3. So now you can see the get here got executed and the result came. Okay, so that's the thing which I want to cover in this video. I hope it was not too much confusion. Yeah, so you try to practice by yourself. Whatever the example we tried, right? You try to create by yourself, so you'll come to know how exactly things are happening. Okay, it took some time for me to also understand these concepts. So yeah, so that's it for this video. So if you see our things, yeah, so we are good until here. For binding directory, yeah, I'll make a short video next as soon as possible, and you can see basically binding directory, like we can combine more than one service program and modules, and we can create it as a binding directory, and that will actually eliminate one of the biggest issue, like we don't need to do a create PGM command itself. Okay, so that I will cover it in the next video. And activation group, I already made one video which is still good enough. I'll put a link into the description. You can watch it. Okay, okay, so that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video with a different concept. That until then, bye.